Hey, how's everybody doing? Dan here. We're doing Minecraft Utopia number 70. Man, we are in way far past the double digits, and man, we're just almost to the hundreds now. So, the last few videos, we've used a little bit of an older microphone. I mean, I don't know if you can see it's the same type and everything like that, but we actually made a few modifications of our own, and now it sounds a whole lot better instead of just me talking in a room, which, I mean, I am, but it's not like how it used to be, how it sounds like there's all this echo. Anyway, so we're actually across the river from our city, and this time around, we're getting some lumber. We're getting a lot of oak because a few videos ago, well, more like maybe 15 videos ago, we used to have this whole reforestation process where we would plant a bunch of trees, cut them down, and replant them in, and cut them down again. You know, just getting this whole thing going. Unfortunately, I cut them all down. Actually, I lit them all on fire. And my original intention was, the reason why I did that was because I needed the land to start building. And we have been. Actually, this past week, we got a lot of new things done and developed, which I'll show you guys a little bit later. But since last time, we finally started developing that land, rezoning it and everything like that, so we could, you know, use it. But unfortunately, we didn't have any lumber. So this has now created a problem for us, which now we have no wood whatsoever. And so we need to get a ton of oak in order to just build our next thing. So I will be showing you guys a little bit later this, but we got the foundation ready for a our next building. And if you haven't been watching the last few episodes, or the last dozen episodes or so, we got our library worked on, a 3-story library. We have a 3-story adventurers outpost building, which is basically supplies for exploring the world and basically survival kits there. You know, they have armor, they have swords, pickaxes, basically everything we need. If you're going to explore the world, you have everything you need at your disposal right there. That way you could just go out and start traveling. I can't, oh, sticks. But aside from that, the major problem is now we have started our next building, which is, I'm kind of torn between a cafe or just a bakery. Those are the two. I mean, they're pretty similar, but I'm pretty torn between the two, and I have it already made and developed in a certain way, so it could be either one of the two. Until then, we're gonna be using oak for that one, as opposed to spruce and opposed to birch wood. But yeah, so basically we're just here because we need to get some more oak. And later on, I'm going to come back and I'm going to plant a bunch of trees again. So I guess this land over here across the ocean, or across the river, is going to be a reforestation area. So that's something we definitely have to go back into doing because, you know, it's become a major problem. You know, us, you know, we plant 20 trees, chop them all down, and it's like, well, okay, that's all we got for the next, you know, 3 weeks. So that's it. I thought this tree would be a lot, you know, more. But yeah, so that's where we're at. And we have been doing a lot of mining lately. We've really worked on the trench that's underneath the lake. Scott has actually developed this really interesting, I guess, sight to see. It's going to be this gigantic cube underground. And the way he put it was, why are we making a giant cube? I asked him. He's like, because it's cool. So we dug out this giant, I think it's like 100 block by 100 block by 100 block square space underneath the city. And he has just been filling it in with this giant floating cube in the middle. He's going to be building this cube that's going to just float in the middle of the room. And there's really no story to it whatsoever, but it's just going to be really cool just to see this massive cube for no apparent reason. And I don't know, it's Scott. So, you know, he's having a blast with that, and I'm out working on more of the city and everything like that. And we've actually been trying to experiment more with growing trees underground, because that was another thing we started thinking about. We're like, you know what, we're always mining. You know, we always have to go far to get the trees we need. You know, why not put them both together? And so we've been trying to really play around with trees underground, and as far as we have learned, it probably needs sunlight. It probably can't go underneath a certain y-axis. It probably can't go a certain level below. You know, we've been really playing around with it. We haven't done much research, but if anyone knows of any information about underground trees, you know, let us know. Send us a link. You know, comment below, because we are really interested in making this process work. Because why should we go to a completely different place to do something completely different when we could do both things in one place at once? I know that sounds very vague, but you get the idea. So there's that. So yeah, there's that. So obviously this is going to be a little bit of a boring video, because, you know, we're doing, oh look, rain, because we're getting a lot of lumber, and obviously we're already at a little bit. But before this video ends, I am going to show you the foundation of what we're working on. You know, that way a lot of you are you know, seeing what we've been working on, because 2018 has been very busy for us. You know, we have been working on a lot of things here in this town, and you know, we've been actually throwing around a lot of cool ideas, and especially ever since that Halloween video we made, we've been really thinking about how could we make this town even cooler. So one of the things from the Halloween video, we went on a roller coaster, and yes, a Minecraft roller coaster. It's crazy how, you know, it really worked out. And so we're really hoping we could make something like that too, because, you know, the one thing about Minecraft is that it's fun. It's supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be all just business and work, you know what I mean? So we want to try to do something cool, because Scott is, you know, like I said, he's making that giant cube. And so obviously I've been really working on making this massive city, but for what reason? You know, we make this massive city, you know, just because it's a city, but Scott wants to make it a little bit more fun. So we have to, what we're trying to do is we're going to be trying to make some really awesome inventions for this town over time, because obviously, you know, you look at it, it's like, man, it looks architecturally really cool, or like, man, I wish, you know, I had a town like that. I wish I devoted enough time to do something like that. But, you know, it's fun and cool, but once you're there, it's like you could explore, but what is left after that? You know, what will make you want, basically the whole Disney idea, what's going to make you want to come back to Disney? You know, it's like we have to give it something new every so often. So that's what we're going to be doing. We'll be following that sort of model. Every so often we'll be adding a new building, a new structure, even after it's all finished. That way it's always kept fresh. Another thing that someone actually asked is, will there be a time for people to visit? Because a few months ago, Mojang released that Minecraft update with the, you know, you're able to play with friends online, not just on the same console, but on multiple consoles. And so people have been asking, you know, when is this city going to be finished, and if there's a chance for us to play on it. And, you know, we've been really actually thinking about that, because we want to, you know, I think every Minecrafter or every YouTube Minecrafter wants a community to go to. You know, they want to build a city or a place or something in Minecraft that other people could want to go to as well. You know, of course, we got the Minecrafters who, you know, are very informational, very informative, who, you know, try to play around with mods and things like that. But we don't really have too many people. I mean, Chubuscus is one of them. But we have, you know, like he likes to build worlds. He likes to invite people to worlds and do these things. But for us, we don't have that either. We want to have that sort of same, like, Toby Turner kind of, like, attitude about it, where, you know, we're building this awesome world where it's like, okay, yeah, here it is. Let's have people connect to it. Now, obviously, we're going to regulate it so that no one's, you know, just destroying everything. But we want people to come and visit, so which would be really cool. That's something that, you know, for 2018, a few months down the line. I mean, it's only February now, but we really have to. We're really going to play around with things like that. So let me get to the city right now. There's our foundation for our second warehouse, which still has not been started. We haven't really had time to go get clay. And every time we do get clay, we get enough brick to basically just make the landscaping look nice. Because that's something that we've been really working on, is the Main Street area. And that's just, you know, that's just the way it is. So for anyone who hasn't seen this show at all, you know, here's the main entrance. This is where you're going to be docking on your boat. You're going to be walking up the stairs. And here it is. Here's the city. You know, here's the library on this side. And then here's the foundation, excuse me, with the bakery on this side. So we've started this a little bit. Bakery slash cafe. So we got this whole foundation in here, and what we're gonna be doing is this corner right over here is going to be like the area where they bake or where they make, you know, they don't really have coffee in this game, but I guess a bakery would be a better option now that I think about it, because then we have cake, we have pies. Yeah, we're gonna make it a bakery. So the bakery over here, this is gonna be where they bake it, and there's gonna be a small staircase that goes up to the top floor. There's only gonna be 2 floors, but it's gonna be the same height as the library. So it's gonna be a 3-story building, but 2 floors. It's gonna be a really high ceiling. That's why it's gonna be like that. So for this first floor, this is where it's, you know, everyone's gonna be eating. There's gonna be tall glass windows in between these right here. So there's gonna be a tall glass window right here, tall glass window on that side, and this area right here, this square, is going to look like a tower. So it's gonna be like a tower off to the side. When it's finished, you'll see it a little better. But it's not going to look like the library in the sense where it has like the New Orleans kind of style. Right over here, you see it kind of just curves around. It's not gonna have that. It's gonna be, you know, a smooth side, a tower, and then a smooth side. So it's going to look a little bit different, and that's the idea. We want to have each building have like a little bit of its own identity to it. We don't want to make every building look like a cookie cut, like same thing. So this one's going to have like a little bit of a different look to it. It's going to have, you know, a nice interior as well. The staircase, it's gonna be like a spiraling staircase in the corner, gonna go up to the second floor. What's going to be up there, I'm not entirely sure. Probably a storage, because we're not going to have enough room to store everything over here. So probably be like the eggs, the milk, everything you need to make pies and cakes and stuff like that. But another idea we actually thought about was making like an apartment up there. So we'll see what we do with that, because, you know, like I said, this is going to be a city. It's not just going to be like a street for just tourists. You know what I mean? We want to make like a functioning city. So having a life, having, you know, kind of a community here where people are living, you know, would be kind of nice. The other thing is we also have to figure out how to get our villagers over here, because there's a little village right over there. If you see it really far, there's a little village, but there's no one over here yet. So we have to figure out how to get them from there to here. So anyway, I've been rambling a lot in this video, and I'll see you guys next time.